Hey guys, Fabricating here. We're going to take a detour as to what we've been working on. I got to wait for some parts for my son's build that we've been doing. But we're going to put a plow system on the Craftsman, I think it's called a DYT or GT 3000 or something like that. But anyhow, we're going to put a plow system with a winch on it. But first, spin you around over here and give you some. Alright guys, I'm doing this at nighttime, so bear with me here. This is the lawnmower that I'm using. It's a big old Craftsman. It's got 24 horse Kohler V-twin in it. What I'm going to do is, I've started messing with this the other day. That's the system that I started putting on there. I made my own plow brackets, but I'm going to take that off and I'm going to redo this, because I want to use a winch with this. It's a Craftsman snow blade. It's got the handle that comes up, and you pull down on it, you know, down that way, and it raises up the blade. But I don't like all that. It's not working too great for me. But what my plans are is, I'm gonna make a winch mount off of my stock bumper. So I'm gonna figure out something to come up, you know, then over and then back under. Probably mount the winch right here on a plate, and the plow will then scoot out a little bit further, and I'll come off of these brackets right here, this tube from here on this side and this side here, come down, and I'll make a hanger, a plow hanger for that plow. Kind of sort of something like what Stretch did in his video, him putting a plow on his, I want to say it was a Silver Bullet. I'll link it right here. Put the link there or something, or maybe down there in the description. But credit goes to him for some of this idea. But yeah, so let me get this cut off of here, and then the bumper will be, I'm gonna also make some brackets to help stiffen up this for whenever the pushing force of the snow and whatever. I'll make some brackets that'll go from here down to right here. That way it'll help keep this bumper stiff whenever I've got the weight and stuff on it and all the pushing. But let me get this stuff cut off of here since it's dark, and then we'll get in here inside my messy shop and see what we can't get done. Alright guys, here's what I've done. I've stripped everything off of that plow as far as the handle and stuff that raises it. And what I've done is I got a piece of square tubing that's 1.5 by 1.5, and I think it's like 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch thick wall tubing right there, steel tubing. And I've got it sitting up here. And what I'll do is, I'll center this tubing, you know, from here to down here. I've got a mark right there that's dead center. Okay. What I'll do, I'll center in the middle of here too. And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna weld it straight across this arm that comes off of the snowplow. Because if I were to try to mount it just from here, this point, that's not a very good spot, I don't think anyhow, for all the pressure to be going just to this one point, pushing back. So what I'm doing, I'm spreading out the load. And I'll weld another arm off of here, going back, and another one off of this side going back. And what I'll do is, I'll have bolts welded onto the arm, and it'll hook up right into these hooks. That way, whenever this plow is pushing, it's actually pushing all of the weight off of them arms, off of the whole brace right here. All the weight will be pushing from here going onto that, which will push the whole load to spread out the pushing point. I hope you get what I'm talking about. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to weld that right there real quick, and then I'll come back with some steel tubing, square tubing right in there. It's 1 by 1, and I'll have it on each end. I'll either weld it on the top or the bottom. It'll probably be on the bottom, or well, on the top. That way the mounting point is a little bit lower. It'll help. And then, like I said, it'll go straight back, and I'll be able to weld on this side of it and this side whenever I run it back. But let me get this right here tack welded on here, and then I'll come back. All right, guys, here's what I've got so far. As you can see, I've welded that right there down on there, and I've welded my 2 arms. All right. And what I was talking about, let me spin this around here. Sorry about this. Camera's going dead, so bear with me here. Alright, if you can see this right here, now when I lift this arm up, I'll be able to push this plow back on both sides. Sorry about that, but that'll be basically how it sits in there. Alright, now then, you can see it down there. I've got it sitting down inside the hooks. Let me see. There you go, you can see there. Got it set down inside the hook on both sides. And now I'll be able to raise and lower this plow. So what I'll do is, I'll make me a bracket here for my winch to set on. And I'll reinforce it. And then I'll come down here somewhere and weld a clevis of something that I can hook my winch cable up onto the hook, and then it'll pick it up and let it down. But my phone's going dead, you guys, so let me slap it on a charger, or I might just finish this tomorrow.
Coming straight up out the woods where I love to stay. It's that country white boy that you love to hate. Pushing them 4-wheel drives cause we love some mud. And when we party we ain't stopping till the sun come up.